Amazon SEO just got flipped upside down because of AI. And if you're still optimizing like it's 2022, you're already getting buried. Because here's the truth. Amazon doesn't think like a search engine anymore. It thinks like a person, or at least a very, very smart robot. And guess what? AI isn't just reading your titles and your bullets, it's interpreting them, understanding them, judging them. And it's not just Amazon Rufus doing it. That's just the puppet. Wait until you meet the puppeteer. In this video, I'm going to show you one SEO trick that taps into Amazon's ever-evolving AI so that you can rise and rank faster with less guesswork, no coupons, no price drops, no PPC budget blowouts, just one simple change. We used early versions of this strategy while working with some of the most profitable brands on Amazon, and we're seeing jumps before most sellers even realize what's changed. The listings that adapt early, they rise fast, and I'll walk you through how to apply it to your listing in less than 10 minutes. But if all this talk about AI and ranking shifts has you wondering, wait, what's actually holding my sales back? You're not alone. That's why I built a tool called the Amazon Bottleneck Decoder. In under 2 minutes, it pinpoints your biggest growth barrier, and it tells you exactly what to fix based on where you are right now. No guesswork, no tech tools, just clarity. So if you're stuck and ready to get unstuck, just drop the word stuck in the comments and I'll send it to you personally. Go and drop that in the comments. Then I'm going to walk you through this because Amazon SEO used to be a bit like Connect 4. Drop in enough keywords and you win. Now it's more like chess against a robot that reads Shakespeare. What changed? AI crashed the party and now it's running the playlist. And just look at what's happening. Google launched Gemini to outwit ChatGPT, and Amazon dropped Rufus like it's their Alexa on steroids. And every major platform is quietly rewiring their AI to think like a language model. But that means that keywords aren't the potent force they used to be. In fact, it's not just about what you say anymore. It's about how your entire listing reads, tone, context, semantic. This means that Amazon's AI doesn't just scan your title, it interprets it. So if your listing still reads like it was written by a keyword-hungry typewriter in 2015, Amazon looks at that like a bad first date. It just smiles politely and moves on. And look, what most sellers don't know is that 70% of shoppers never scroll past page 1. That means that there's no second chance, no room for sloppy copy, and definitely no patience for robotic listings. Amazon's AI doesn't just scan for keywords anymore. It's reading for meaning, context, and emotion. It's not SEO anymore, it's NLP. And if that acronym doesn't scare you yet, it should. Because here's the scary part. Most sellers won't even notice this shift until it's too late and their traffic drops, conversions tank, and they're left wondering what changed. But the listings that adapt, the ones that play to AI's strengths, they don't just rise, they catapult. While your competitors will be fumbling with bullet point stuffing, you'll be feeding the algorithm exactly what it wants, like your tutor whispering the answers during a test. So what exactly is Amazon's AI looking for? That's what we're going to break down next. And these might be the most important 6 minutes of Amazon SEO training you hear all year. Because most Amazon sellers are trying to outrank their competition by stuffing more keywords into their bullets. But here's a secret. You don't need to out-optimize your bullets. You just need to out-question your competitors. Because while most sellers are still obsessing over keyword tools and exact match terms, the algorithm has moved on. And there's a hidden section in your listing that almost no one is optimizing. And that's where Amazon's AI is quietly listening for your buyer intent. Amazon's AI pays close attention to your Q&A section, not just for answers, but for intent, emotion, and semantics. This isn't about keyword density anymore. It's about question density. Why? Because the questions on your listing reveal what real customers actually care about. And when your listing reflects those exact same questions across Q&A, frequently asked questions, and even your reviews, AI sees you as the most relevant result. It's not just SEO, it's semantic resonance. A question asked is a signal sent. Is this safe for toddlers? Does it come apart in the dishwasher? Will it fit in a small diaper bag? These aren't just customer concerns, they're ranking accelerators. That's if you echo them the right way. We call this strategy Q stacking. And Q stacking is where we intentionally stack your Q&A section with high intent, emotionally charged questions that buyers are already asking. And here's the cheat code. Search your top keyword on Amazon. Open the top 5 or 10 listings that rank for that keyword. Write down every repeated question you see in the Q&A, in the bullets, and in the reviews. You're looking for questions, and then you just choose 3 to 5 of the best ones and inject them into your Q&A section using another buyer account from friends, team, early customers, whoever you've got. Want a bonus move? Mirror those phrases in your bullet points, in your A+ content, and even in your review requests. This creates semantic alignment across your entire listing, and that's like catnip for Amazon's AI. For example, instead of just asking the question, is it dishwasher safe? And then answering, yes, stop being boring and reflect real customer language. Make it sound more human and maybe even a little cheeky. Question, is it dishwasher safe? Answer, yes, it's dishwasher safe, and no, you don't need to channel your inner scrub fairy to get it clean. And you're not just answering questions, you're feeding the algorithm exactly what it's looking for. Humans will love it too. So next, I'm about to show you why this works so well and the hidden ranking signal you're probably missing. But before I do, if this video has helped you to see Amazon in a new light, give it a like. Your kindness is the fuel that keeps me motivated to create more videos just like this. So go ahead and click that like button. Okay, now, you've probably heard the phrase, say it once, they might miss it. Say it twice, they might notice. Say it everywhere, and they believe it. Amazon's AI kind of works the same way. When a specific phrase, or better yet, a specific question shows up in multiple parts of your listing, it doesn't just help the shopper, it strengthens your relevance with Amazon's algorithm. Think of it like a drum beat. One hit doesn't make a rhythm, but repeat it across your listing and the algorithm starts to dance. We call this the echo effect. If your bullets mention it, your Q&A asks, and your A+ content illustrates it, and your reviews echo it, boom. That's semantic alignment. And the algorithm is dancing like a toddler on a sugar rush, joyfully chaotic, but laser locked on that beat that you're laying down. Amazon's AI is trained to pick up on these patterns using something called latent semantic indexing, or LSI. And that's just a fancy way of saying that it notices when everything lines up. Here's what it looks like in action. Your bullet says, built to survive toddler tantrums. The Q&A says, will this break down if my 2-year-old throws it? And the review says, my kid launched this across the kitchen, no cracks. Different words, same signal. Shoppers are concerned about durability with toddlers. That's the power of the echo effect. Relevance equals rank. But sadly, the average seller stops at keywords. Not you though. You're creating harmony. Your listing isn't just optimized, it's orchestrated. So before we publish, do a semantic scan. What message is repeated? Where does it show up? Does it feel cohesive or random? The more consistency, the louder the signal, and loud signals get noticed. All right, let's put this thing into action with no $97 a month tools, no AI prompt storm, no VA with 6 monitors and a caffeine IV. If you've got 10 minutes and a product live on Amazon, you're golden. Let me show you how to start Q stacking in a very specific way that even the algorithm can't ignore. All you need is your keyboard and this checklist that I'm about to hand you on a silver platter. Let me break it down in 6 simple moves. So step 1, search your main keyword. Step 2, swipe real customer questions from the top listings. Step 3, spot the patterns. Step 4, text a buddy and get those questions posted. Step 5, answer like a human, not like a robot with a marketing degree. Step 6, echo it across your listing like you're building an Amazon chorus. But let me say this, there's one part of your listing you technically can't control. However, you can completely influence it, because here's the kicker. Amazon's AI reads reviews just like it reads your bullets and your Q&A. It looks for patterns, language, and repetition. And when those reviews reinforce the questions and concerns already echoed across your entire listing, that's algorithmic gold. But here's the best part. You don't need to fake reviews. You don't even need to bribe your cousin's dog walker or risk getting slapped by the Amazon gods for bending terms of service. No giveaways, no sketchy DMs, just smart, ethical influence. It's where you guide your early buyers gently. Simply reach out and say something like, hey, if you leave a review, would you mind sharing the biggest question you had before buying and how it turned out? Simple, natural, and totally compliant. If you need a few easy prompts to hand off to friends and those early customers, here are some starter ideas. I wasn't sure if it would blank, but I needed something that could handle blank, and this worked perfectly. My biggest concern was blank, but it turns out I compared this to blank and chose this one because what surprised me most was, well, you get the idea. These little starters warm up the brain and make reviews sound human, not robotic. And they're a spark that gets that story engine running in people's brains. But here's why they work like magic. They sneak real buyer language right into your review section. No tools required. They create perfect harmony with your bullets and Q&A, like a chorus echoing your product's best hits. They speak directly to your future buyers' doubts and turn those doubts into confident clicks on that add to cart button. For example, I wasn't sure if this would fit under the airplane seat, but it slid in perfectly and held far better than I expected. You couldn't write that better if you tried. And that's the magic. When a real shopper says what your entire listing has been suggesting, Amazon's AI takes notice. But if you're ready to double down on getting more traffic to your listing, then I created this video for you where I show you exactly how to ethically siphon clicks, customers, and rank momentum straight from your competitors' listings. It pairs perfectly with the queue stacking strategy we just covered, and when used together, let's just say Amazon's AI doesn't stand a chance. Click that video and I'll show you how easy it all can be.